JoyNews agenda that looked at human activities such as improper handling of waste and how those activities led to flooding. Ina Thalia Kwanzaa is in the western region and he has more on that.
Flooding has become a perennial problem in major communities within the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis. For the past 2-3 years, residents of the oil city have had to brace themselves up for the worst, as homes along major drains and lowlands areas have been covered with large volumes of water, rendering many homeless and destroying properties running into millions of cedis. In this report, I'm looking at flooding situation in Sekondi Takoradi, which is also one of the flood-prone cities in Ghana, and how the residents here have contributed to the situation. This place is Ayadu, a suburb of Sekondi Takoradi. Quite recently, the entire place was flooded just because of the poor drainage system and the volumes of water that run over here anytime there is heavy downpour. As you can see, occupants of the entire household have been locked in there. Nobody knows what is happening, and they have been in there for hours.
There is a culvert that has been built there by two people, and they have diverted the water, and then the water passes through in between people's buildings. It's a mess, and then it comes here, and because it is artificially made, it turns angle of 90 degrees at various points, and I haven't seen water that turns angle of 90 degrees. That means it has been tampered with and somebody has diverted it, and now the water empties onto my property and it's a hell. I want the city authorities to come in there and do the right thing. That culvert should be demolished. That culvert should be demolished, and now where the water should pass, that is where they have their walls and then the flower pots. So I want the water to flow through its original, where it's supposed to flow through, and not the artificially created one.
At the Market Circle, undoubtedly the biggest business center in the Twin City, and it is also not spared of the flooding anytime it rains. But over here, the coconut retail business is the first to welcome you to the center, no matter which of the 6 entering and exit points you use. Coconut vendors here make hundreds of cedis in sales each day, largely due to the crave for the juicy coconut and its related health benefits. But what has been silent about the trade is how the coconut husks are disposed of each day after close of trade.
We put
the husk inside a communal container here at the Market Circle, but I'm also aware some of my colleagues dump it on the floor where they sell. I can't even tell if it is the intention of my other colleagues to make this place dirty, or they come to make profits.
We give
the house to a certain guy to dispose it for at a cost of 250 cedis each day after work. Sometimes we come and meet the house here, but we clear it and dump it inside the communal container at a cost.
The STMA, just like other cities, have the polluter pay system, where dustbins have been distributed to homes to pay a token for waste generated. But it will surprise you to note that most of them dispose their waste into gutters and other open places with the least drop of rainfall.
I believe the Ministry of Environment and Waste Management, they have a lot of education to do to the general public, because most of us, when we buy pure water sachets, rubbers and other plastics, we end up disposing it anywhere we find them, because we don't have any waste bins around available for us to put them in. So at the end of the day, if the authorities in charge don't come and sweep around to make sure the city is clean. It gets up, get into the gutters and choking them. And I believe the monthly cleanup exercise also helps, but it shouldn't be just once a month. It should be more than once a month, so that the city will get clean and all that. Yes, I believe so.
So that was Thalia Kwanzaa bringing us wrapping up on Joy News agenda on waste in the Western region. Let's come back.